Right. Oh, that's done. It's Friday. And I made an amazingly strong cup of coffee. God, oops. I thought I put 2 cups of water in, but apparently I only put like 1.5, but I put enough beans in for 3. So it's a little strong. That's fine. Still good. I like it. Burnt tasting. Anyway, working on abusing Scoots some more. I'm gonna mix it up and start doing some cleanup stuff too, because I'm gonna have to do that anyway. But where am I with this? I just love that it's like got stuff like this, and you got good faces at certain times, but then like other shots you just have a tree. Scoots. Scoots. I was hoping I could see her, but apparently not. Don't it make another? No. I already tried to leisurely limit myself to 1 cup of coffee a day, but today I've had 1. Yeah, but it was a 20 ounce. So I've had a 20 ounce is more than 1 coffee. That's quite a bit of coffee. But that's fine. The weekends. I literally almost submitted Friday stream for when it was Tuesday. I was so close. Well, that's the other thing I need to do here. I haven't done anything with lighting. I kind of want to do that a little bit. One of the reasons I didn't so far is lighting can increase your processing by quite a bit, and I didn't see a need in increasing processing on if I could see everything perfectly fine, and the lighting was decent just with the map lighting. But I do want to add at least a little bit. It doesn't have to be much. If I want to keep it slightly general lighting, I don't want to have too much excessive lighting on this. So like right now this would imply some pretty bright lighting, meaning that I would have to go through and actually like buildings and stuff, and I don't want to have to do that. Can't stand coffee. I've been drinking coffee now for probably 13 or 14 years. I didn't really start until I was almost 20, probably after 20, and I hated coffee even then. But what I would do is I like the flavored coffees at like Caribou. And if you're not from the Midwest, Caribou is kind of just like a outdoorsy Starbucks. And I would get the super fancy coffees because I mean that's all sugar, so it's not even really coffee. Then I started getting the iced coffee there with the white chocolate because it was cheap, and that started leading me more and more into coffee. But it took me like 5 or 6 years of drinking that stuff before I actually was okay with coffee. But now I'd rather have a good cup of coffee than like a big fancy cup of stuff, mainly because those things are like 900 calories and this is like 15. I put some flavored creamer in there, but it's usually a low sugar and not too much. So coffee itself is like basically nothing. So I don't want to go heavy on the lighting. Essentially all I really want to do with the lighting is give extra depth. So like just giving that little extra edge. So I'm just going to put maybe like that much on that edge. No, it's the same way too. I'm not a black coffee drinker. Don't even try me with that. I like Actually, I might do this the other way around. I like, or I've tried different creamers, but the one that I end up almost always going back to, I don't like that either, is Coffee Mate's just French vanilla. No matter what I have, it always ends up being the better. So see, this makes your face look shadowy now. It almost looks better like this, because then it balances out. Yeah, I can keep this, but let's drop this way down and just kind of give it a little extra lighting. But also, I feel like most places when you go to get coffee too, if you go to like IHOP and ask for coffee, it's gonna be coffee that they brewed and had sitting on a heater for hours, and you're just getting the next cup that comes through. Yeah, I don't like that either. I mean, I'll drink it if I have no other choice, but I don't like it. I have a French press with beans that I grind when I do it, and I don't do anything pre-ground, and then you drink it while it's still hot. So I'm much more picky on my coffee. Got blue and blurter or blurtable. I bet you that's what it means. I get it. Well, you can have one bright light source, but everything still reflects. So, and I don't want, if you put too bright of a source, when I get to shots like this one, I now have a background that needs light, and the brighter a point source of light is, the more detail I'm going to have to put into things. I don't mind adding some lighting to help balance things out, but I don't want to have to sit here and try to light every tree to make it legitimate looking. Yes, fresh coffee is the best. It's actually why I want to kind of sign up for a like a coffee of the month kind of thing, because then I can get some good beans from varying different places, and because when you buy in bulk, they just dry out. And there's no good place around here that I can go to get roasted coffee that I can see the date on. I only have one place, and that's not that easy to get to. If I could go somewhere where I knew that was like roasted in the last week or something, I would pay more for doing that. But there's no good place for it, so. Let's room light too. I really don't care enough. I'm not going to be putting many lights on here, so it's not like they're going to be lost in the shuffle or anything. I'm going to use these though for this. Cherokee coffee? I don't think I've had Cherokee coffee. Alright, so this one would be from this side. This one I have to be careful of because of Rainbow's hair. Like if I put it here with the shadows and stuff, I'm just gonna get weird shadows. But having it just kind of hit their nose there works pretty good. It's just her ear is gonna block here, and you can actually see it on her face that it's being blocked right here. So we'll go up a little higher. And go to there. And I still see her. You know, I might as well just, I don't think it's gonna matter. No, not really. Just say screw the shadow. Okay, So that works for that, but now I have the issue of I do have a direction that light is coming from. So I do want to kind of balance that out in the surroundings just a little bit. It's just to create the imbalance. So if light's going to be coming from this direction, I need to imply then that there's light hitting this tree from that direction. The tree's got stuff on top though, so I don't want to put it too high, and I don't want to hit too much ground. I don't mind having it darker a little bit here because you're going to say that the tree branches are blocking it. Okay. So this is going to be 2.1. And then for this one, I need one more a little further back. There. That helped. A sun lamp? No. If I want to make a sun type light, I have to do it myself. The map itself does have lighting, so for the engine, you can tell it like a generic value that you want light to essentially emanate from everywhere. It's not actually lighting from everywhere. It's that it's like just giving a apparent glow to all textures is what's going on here, so that everything looks as about the even lighting. Then, and that's also why when you go like under trees here, this isn't, the darkness here isn't being caused by lighting. It's being caused by somebody just being smart with textures and trying to light the area underneath trees darker, which is a good part of lighting too, is just almost artificially lighting the ground and the textures. I could create a big light that would come from above and shine over everything, but it's hard to get good clean shadows with something like that because the shadows are sharper when they have less to think about, and the more that you start having it processed from a distance, the weaker they get, unless you start really like narrowing down your margins. So and even then you don't have much control over it. So if I put that way back, it might look good for one person but not another, so I need to position a little better. Also, if I'm like, say, from here and shining a light, the angle that the light is hitting from right here, I'm going to be hitting this tree from this side, but from here, I'm going to be hitting it from a different angle. Well, with a sun, you could say that you're from an infinite distance away and the light would all be coming in a straight line, when it wouldn't actually be that case with this. So there's downsides. Normally, what I try to do is do a couple general lights that cover a large area, but otherwise try to find unique spots that will work to individually light, which is what I'm doing here. What other model MLP related used to be in SFM? That's a loaded question. Because a lot of times the models that I'd want are the ones newer in the seasons, but I haven't really been paying attention to the seasons very much. So I'm kind of in the dark on some of it. No, I don't know if I want to light the ground. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to light the ground. At least not yet. I might go back and do it, but I don't think so. I probably end up... I'm going to do sun thing with it, but I don't think I'm going to. There's been a couple things that I always think of would be really nice to have, but they're all super complicated. So I never really ask for, or I never think about them because they're just not worth the effort. That's pretty balanced. There. Actually, pretty decent. The board seems a little dark then. But I'm not going to worry about it. Yeah, oh yeah, I guess that's the right word for it, point source lighting, yeah. There is... You can make omnidirectional lighting, but it's not shadowed. And it's built into the map, so you basically place it within the map itself, and it will create light from that source point. And but the difficult part with that is that you can no longer move it, which I'm always moving things around, and having that light that comes from all directions without shadows like that, it just You can. Because when you're working in a game, you need to make something look good from all directions, which is more might need to do more of that kind of work. But when you're working in a video setting like this, the only lighting I have to worry about is what the camera sees and nothing else. So I can play with some tricks as long as it looks good for what the camera sees. Who cares? So I have the flexibility to play with the engine in ways that don't work in a video game sense, but work for what I need, which that's all I need. Okay, is Rainbow being affected by her lights? No. Yeah, it's just a game engine thing. But even like 3D programs aren't going to have that great of lighting when you're doing things like I am doing. The one thing that's nice about SFM is that I get to see all the lighting in real time. Well, a lot of those other ones, you can see a good approximation of it, but you're not going to see what it can actually do until you actually let it pre-render. And actually, SFM does have some things that work that way. One being a light with a radius. So if I take this light and I shine it at twilight here, it is going to make a shadow. But I'm going to have to make a camera for this because it does have to pre-render. So you can see that there's little speckles on the edges. When I let it pre-render, which is to go into this screen, those clean up a little bit because it does some of these extra passes that cleans it up. Now, all the shadows are, like I said, or like you mentioned, were by point. So they're coming from an infinitesimally small point, which means that all shadows then are going to be super, super sharp. That is because the larger the source of lighting, you start getting, like, I guess what you'd call like an eclipse effect with it. So as the edge of the object hits the edge of its lighting, so like let's say that you have let's let's use this. So you're gonna have this as your sun, and you start having the edge of it come towards it. It starts covering more and more of that light source, meaning that you have less light at the edges. So instead of getting a sharp shadow, you're gonna get a blurred edge. And the further you are from that point, the more blurred that it should be. So you should have sharper shadows right at the base. So SFM can kind of do that, but it needs to pre-render. So if I take this light and I increase the radius, it doesn't look like it does anything. But if I then do this, it simulates it a little bit. What it actually is doing is, as I'm increasing it, it just increases this radius that it just creates random lights of less brightness that are then multiplied on top of each other. I figured that out because of a reflection thing. So when you look in a pony's eyes and you see the reflection, you just see more spots of it. So if I drop that down, you can see she's got much sharper shadows here, and then it gets softer as it goes, which is more realistic. But the problem with this is if I were to take this light and move it way far away and just increase its values and go closer, that effect doesn't work so well. It only works the best when you're up close like this, that you get those really good cool effects. The other downside to doing it with a radius is, let's say I put the radius really high, it's spreading the light out so much that it makes the preview like this not representative of anything. Like, look how bright she is right here, but then I go to this, and this is what it actually would be. It's not representative of the final, your final product then. But the nice thing is you can actually use that for maybe creating softer edges around surfaces. So it works same thing. So like if it's a rounded surface, it'll extend the shadows or the shading a little bit instead of having a sharp cutoff. I'll use it sometimes for that by just putting up the radius a little bit. But radius is great. It can do a little bit more realism, but at a cost. When it comes to BronyCon videos, when we started doing panels, the one thing we originally said was the panelists are the only people we show videos for, because it's a slippery slope. You show one person's, but then why not this person's? Why not this person's? Why not this person's? And then you just get a tons of requests for that. And it ended up happening to a degree with doors and some of the other things. What we've been doing instead is not based on requests, but based on our observations. We've been going and finding animators and that we think have a low sub count, but for the quality they're putting out should be much higher, and have been presenting their videos and giving printouts of their YouTube channels. And most times at like BronyCon, we'll print out like dozens of these things, and they all go. I've even seen I tell people to leave comments on the videos and tell people they're doing a good job, and people too. So it's actually worked out really well. But that's the closest we've ever done for it. But we never do it based on request. We've always done it by, we do an observation of like going through YouTube or people we remember, and we don't do it based on personal preference or anything like that either. What happened to the Discord server you planned? One, I got super busy, and two, there's concerns about how it would be utilized to make it even worth doing that I haven't figured out the best solution for. Mainly that if you have a Discord server that I would make, it'd usually be because I would be interacting with it. And normally I'm kind of a homebot, or like a hermit, and I'm kind of going these sprees where I just disconnect from social everything. And that so I'm trying to find ways to make it so it'd be better for interacting with people, make it feel more personal, so that it doesn't feel like just one other Discord server that you're in that you can just ignore. I heard that you're bringing in an engine similar to SFM into Blender so you can see things in real time. Maybe, that'd be awesome. But I'm not going to Discord. It's not just the lighting. The main reasons for Discord are that I don't, or not Discord, for Blender not going there is lack of available resources, like having all the models that are available, having an engine that I know, because I know SFM, and render times. So, I mean, right now, because I can preview how long a frame is going to take to render. All I have to do is grab this, bump it up to the quality I want, and I'm going to say let's do 256, and then see how long it takes to pre-render. So you can see down here samples. All right, that would be 1 frame rendered, which is pretty low amount of time. And 256 is on the higher end of that I usually go for render quality. So if I were to try to do a decent render quality on Blender, it's going to take way longer. Way longer. And you could, if you have a big enough scene like I try to do, you're talking hours to potentially even days for frames. No, you're never going to convert me. No, I can guarantee you're not going to. I don't care enough. I think it is a great software, but nothing that I have any interest in any way of going to. I forgot to put the Steam notification last Tuesday. I kind of make them week by week so that I'm not putting something out there and then like not actually streaming because I forgot or I forgot about some event I'm doing or something. Okay, I should plan this shot, not just for that, but for this. Because this is the only thing for background I need to worry about. So what does this need to worry about? Okay, these trees would be tough. Can't do it too low like that. If I do it like this, I might just say forget because it's not going to be that much. Oh. Let's do that for now. Still got more trees. With skylight. I haven't decided exactly what I want to do for BronyCon yet. I have to do it quick or soon because things like that take time to make. But I haven't decided what I want to do yet, and I have thought about making Remembrance related. I'm also trying to decide if I do make a video for BronyCon, do I want to work on it on the stream here or make it a surprise? I haven't 100% made up that decision yet, but I probably have to do it soon. Just this is a very busy time at my work, and I'm also doing a lot of prep for Cider Fest. Got some cool things in the works, and they're not even Source Filmmaker related. Okay, this one might be a bit too bright. I'm not trying to glow the tree, I'm just trying to give it definition. That's this one? Yeah. don't know if I even need to light this one. I'll do that. This one's too bright though. I haven't even finished season 8 yet, so I can't. I'm not even thinking of season 9. I did catch up quite a bit this last weekend, but I still have a bit to go. Okay, so this is going to be building light, and I didn't put a number there. Is that double spaced? I don't think it is. Nope. Okay. What episode was it? I don't know if I can remember. It had ponies in it. I don't even know if I can remember. What episode was it? We went and watched so many in a row. Yeah, I can't remember. You think Twilight Castle is not in a map version for SFM yet? My biggest guess is that a lot of the well, for one, maps are hard and nobody wants to make them anyway. But why no models or even anything exists for it is because the initial surge of people creating a lot of the props was early on, and it slowed down. And so if somebody is going to be doing something, it's probably going to be smaller and quicker. And that is something that's big and time consuming. That's a big project to take. So it'd be awesome if somebody had would make it, but that is beyond big to try to handle. So the map making software for SFM called Hammer, or not just SFM, but for the source engine in general, is pretty old, buggy, and not exactly user friendly. So I never really recommend people to utilize it if they don't need to. I made Remembrance with Hammer, and it ended up being, that was one of the main reasons that I quit working on it for as long as I did, because I dropped it for like a year. I was so frustrated. How did that cut? That's weird. Increasing the max distance. Whatever. It still does the shadow like I want, right? Yeah. Okay, who cares? Because I want this lit, but I need to keep that under bit dark. I'm gonna probably have to light those. That I don't like that house being so dark right there, but I'll get to it. Where's that little hut? This one? Yeah, it is. I want to give some kind of a contrast that it's not just the whole thing being lit, that it's lit in one side and not on others. That'll have to do. Okay, and then for this, I just want the overhang to be shadowed or darker. Yeah, that bounces out a bit. If there were mods for SFM, there is mods for SFM. There's just not that many. Workshop has them. Some of the ones that I have are like the ones that will reload all materials or clear decals. I don't really need clear decals, which is like if you're hitting the record button, you shoot a wall and leave a bullet shot. That'll clear it. And the reload materials, which really both of those can just be done. If you go on the console here and say mat, reload all materials, same thing. But then I don't have to type it every time. It's just a button, which really just goes and puts that in the chat. So then there's also realistic fog, which somebody made. I'm dreaming actually. They made it for saving time on fog stuff. I don't have many that modify the software at all, or at least much. There's actually one that I haven't set up, but I thought about doing was it allows you to. You have to download a certain software, but it allows you to load the video and sync it with SFM to where when you scrub SFM, it will scrub the video too. So, and when I mean scrub, I mean this. So when you move that, it will modify where you are in the video. So if you're trying to replicate something, you have something that actually goes with it, which is pretty neat. So there is stuff out there. I still don't like those trees. Oh yeah, for porting? Yeah, no. That's almost why I never bring in other models from other programs in SFM, because it's not just export to SFM; it's export to one format, then write a whole script on how to utilize that within the game engine, then run that through another compilation, then to just even bring it in for testing. It's a mess. I don't like it, and it's really annoying. I used to do that. But it was for static models, and then you try doing like models with bones and moving parts, and it's a whole other ball game. Oh, nice. Yeah, it's not difficult. It's just time consuming for something so simple, and that's I think it's stupid. That's why I instead just try to build up a large library of models and utilize them in some way or another by retexturing. I don't mind bringing in textures to another format, because that can be done pretty quick. Well, the one thing I like is most of the stuff I ever have had much of a need for in SFM has been static models, and those are pretty easy QCs to write. Usually you can get it done in, like, if you want to go the bare minimum, like 2 lines, but because you don't have to cover a lot of the other, like, materials or other stuff for something for SFM. Where's that hill? Right there. Yeah, making the VTFs and VMTs, if you're doing them from scratch, is time consuming. But if you're making, or if you, like, a lot of the ones that I do are modifications and stuff, so you're just changing the coloration or adding bump maps. As long as you just go the cheap route with it, it's not that bad. But if you want to make something from scratch, oh my god, because most video games today, I feel that the graphics themselves haven't had a poly count increase. Maybe like in facial stuff, but overall, like when I watch in like with Monster Hunter World, looking at that, there's a lot of areas that are super low poly, but the textures on there are so high of a level of, like, a resolution of the quality of the texture, and then they put in a bump map, and the bump map gives it that artificial feeling of 3 dimensions. That's what does it. So you'll have something that's only maybe like 50 polys, but it looks like it has a million. So I'm thinking a lot of the games and stuff today aren't about the improvement of the 3D capability. It's about the processing of textures and like calculating the way that to bend lighting in different ways to just make it look like there's more detail than there is. I think that looks pretty good. One video mentioned reading books, finds spells, plenty as foes, test the spell of their friends. Now they're gonna have to be foes for one day to resist the disadvantages of being a There's a big gajillion ideas out there for video stuff. I wish I could get through everything. Have you tried to port World War II fighter models to SFM to make planes in general? No. But I have, well, I don't, me myself have no interest in them, but. Yeah, oh no, there is a definitely increase in the poly count and a lot of that other stuff. I won't deny that, but if I were to say what the biggest impact for today has been in terms of the quality increase, I feel that it's the processing of what is there, not just adding more of it. Being smart, I guess. Every chance with Child of Light, just give it a soundtrack this week and we're in love with it. I don't even know what that is actually. So no. I really wouldn't be surprised if it's a game I own, just because I have 474 of the freaking games now. Okay. The main thing I have to make sure of is with Scoots here, I can add a whole bunch of lights to her and make her all cool looking, but it has to balance with the rest. And here, I feel she's not balanced yet. Here, I think she's not balanced either. Here, it just makes it look like there's like a line under her eye. If I do that and then bump this up a little bit, that's pretty balanced. Been trying to line bones on ponies to make animations, but the bones go out of place and the mesh of the models messes up. What do you mean that when you lock the mesh goes out of place? I might not be following what you're what's actually going on here. Been working some models in After Effects, and I found layers upon layers of textures in it. Spectacular. Yeah, I mean it's amazing what they can do with the stuff now. I like when the source engine was nice and simple, but now with games, things have gotten super complicated, but only for the benefit, of quality. So that's fine, but still, just makes it harder and harder to be a modder. Which maybe that's their intent. I don't know. Do you think an MLP Baldy SFM video would be about it? I have no idea what you mean by Baldy. Everybody here doing fancy things with other software. I'm just here saying, like, I play video games. What do you think I do when I'm not on here? That's mainly what I do. I'm either working or video games. I've been spending the last couple days doing very heavy prep for conventions, but aside, normally, yeah, I've been playing a lot of just playing Monster Hunter World. Lately, I've been going back and finishing up our run in Divinity Original Sin 2 with a friend, which I'm actually we've had so many super funny good moments in that game that we're considering grabbing 2 other people and doing another run of it and streaming it. Yeah, I have no idea what all these basics is. Like events in strange ways, like I tried to have the pelvis go up the model, up on the model, and then after I lock it and try to move a foot, what would cause that? I mean, it might be dependent on how the structure is set up for the model, like the parent-child structure. If you have anything that's being scaled, so if one bone's if you're increasing or decreasing the size of something and it's locked, it'll cause issues because it's going to be taking on the other one's sizing. That can cause issues. If you're locking one bone to another is different than locking something to the world. I don't know. I'd probably have to see it to actually know or have a better idea as to what's going on. I think that passes for lighting. I don't know. There's something. She's just so happy. She's yeah, face. Just gonna grab the cheeks. Yeah, if you want to send me a screen cap of it, then I might be able to get a better idea of it. Serpella's videos? I don't know what that is either. I have my little corner of the interwebs that I like going to. And that's about it. No, I don't go to Reddit. The only time I go to Reddit is if I'm looking for an answer to something, and if something popped up on Reddit that was an answer to that. No, I mainly go to DeviantArt, but that's mainly for checking messages. Twitter, mainly for checking messages, but otherwise I do browse it here and there. If I'm really bored, I go to meme base just because it's a nice waste of time if I'm bored. But I follow a lot of like sciencey stuff on YouTube that I watch, and I'll sometimes just browse Amazon. But like, yeah, I don't. I'm not. I guess I'm more lame with the internet than I thought I was. Oh, this won't be that bad to light. I thought that was going to be nasty to light because of how big of a camera shift that is, but it's really not that bad. Kind of want to add in more depth of field blur by Twilight there, because I think she's a little harder to differentiate from the background right now. Oh, that's why. For what I've seen, I thought that episode or season 8 has been better than I expected it to be. I thought the school thing would be stupid, and it's actually been a good way to kind of give a refreshing look to everything. So I'm not complaining on it. Some of the stuff seems contrived and kind of oof, don't want that one. Stupid reasoning for certain things, but it's still a kid's show, so if you overlook that, it's actually pretty good for that, so no complaints. Do you think of making another silly video apart from the one you're making right now? Yeah, silly videos are the best. Definitely. This one's turning into a little bit more stupid than I anticipated, but oh well. This, I want a little bit of shadows because I can see the ground here and it just makes things look better, but to make good shadows I have to have the light far away. So I'm trying to get this prepped for. I don't even know what episodes they're playing when right now. I've caught up on some, but I don't know what that entails. What point in the season that is up until. See, though, this is the rough part. So, getting this to be shadowed. Is it? Kind of. But you're only going to really see the shadow if I buff this light up to some crazy margin. And then you got poor Scootaloo here with her super bright face. I also don't want them being that sharp, so I'm gonna do that. Why did I have to change the video so much? Because I wasn't changing it because I had limitation. I was changing it because the idea kept changing. Like kept adding more and more to it. So it went from like 8 seconds long to like 28. So it was just the like the term we use a lot at work of scope creep. But that's fine. I don't mind it having some scope creep as long as it is for the purpose of improving the quality. The problem is a lot of times you just do it for no reason. I've done or assisted in a lot of stuff, but why haven't I done my own collab? Because I hate directing, or I hate leading things. Way back, like probably 8-9 years ago, I used to run a guild for MMO, and it was like it's probably like 60 something people, I thought, at its high point, and I had fun with it, but it was exhausting. And at the same time, I was trying to do schoolwork. Now, or after all that and whatever, and especially a lot of the reasons it's fun to lead stuff is to there's kind of that level of glory with it, that you can see at the end of look at what we made, but I don't care anymore. Like, I don't want recognition for stuff anymore. I had my fun with that, and I don't care as much about it. I'd rather have recognition at my job, or well, really, that's the only one I can think of right now. Because that's something as a long-term goal. But when it comes to like a lot of the online stuff, I don't care about having my name out there anymore. So, but if I'm running a collab, I'm doing a lot of work for trying to get my name out there when I really don't care enough. I'd rather just help other people with what they want to do with their thing. So that's why a lot of the stuff I put on, like, for download, when I put out like my animations, like the Perponi animation file, and I just said free for use, copyright free, don't worry about crediting, call it yours, I don't care. It's because I literally just don't care anymore. I had my fun with it, have somebody else have fun with it. But it's just, collabs are an immense amount of work. Everybody thinks it's easy because everybody else is doing the work and you just kind of grab it at the end. No, it's herding sheep, and I don't want to do that. It's not entertaining to me anymore. So the only time I guess this has been a lot more of the animation stuff. So like for panels for Cider Fest, we run a bad fanfic panel, and now I have another one I'm going to be doing, and I love doing all the work for that stuff because it's different, and I feel a little bit more controlling on some of that sides because I want to I have a vision for stuff, and I like to do like planned improvisation, and like. And so, but if other people are doing things, I don't know what they're doing, and it worries me, so I'm not a good team player. That's the other reason collabs are bad for me. Well, that's actually the main reason I put this stuff out there, was as a learning tool. Because when I was first learning, it was copying stuff that was great, but having a resource that you could see the actual animation like going on in a model, I was hoping that would be a useful resource for people, and it ended up being such. I have only had, I think, like under a half dozen people that had used any of the animation without a credit, but I don't care. I mean, I have no problem with that. I thought there would be way more, but no, people have actually been using them respectively, which is surprising. But again, I don't care. I used to keep track of like where my sub count was at and whatever. I have no idea what it's at right now. I have zero clue. I thought it was like, I think I broke 160, but I don't know when that was, because I literally don't care. I make videos to have fun, and whatever comes out of that, wonderful. But with all the other stuff going on, I almost was going to cut tonight's stream a bit short because I have so much other prep to do for other con stuff. Because Cider Fest, so this is the 28th. Cider Fest, so it's right here, is this weekend, so in 4 weeks. But I am gone the entire week but right before Cider Fest for audit for work. So I had to fly out to New York and then fly from New York to Milwaukee for the convention. So, and with all the other work stuff going on, I really don't have that much time to get stuff done. 162,000, yay. Number. It's actually been going up a little faster lately. Just because of, I don't know, maybe shorter stuff coming out. I don't know. And then she enters the darkness. okay with hitting the tree there, but am I hitting anything else? No. See, like, I'm hitting this bright spot here. Trying to dumb her down a little bit. Doors 2 and 3, yeah, it was a collab I worked on, but I didn't run it. I think that's the question is helping or creating a collab. I've assisted with Doors, Pabs. I did a little bit of Overmare stuff for a little bit. There's a couple others mixed in there. I'd helped Stan with Bunny Business. I've done stuff like that, but none that I was where I was a decision maker. Why is Doors 3 taking so long to upload to YouTube? I actually have kind of an thing on that. It is being ran by Yasho and DigiV. There was a version shown at BronyCon, and they said it'd be about 3 weeks before the final because they wanted to take some more of the submissions and put them in there for the final version. But then DigiV got really, really busy with stuff and real life things, which is more important than Pony, believe it or not, and wasn't able to do some of the final editing, and recently passed it to Yasho to try to finish up. So that's the last I heard, and I think that was about a week ago, and that was a public thing on Discord, so that's why I can say it. I don't know what's at this cup, but there's one angle I go and just slide it to and it just splashes. Got coffee over stuff. Don't bother DigiV with it. He's got a lot of stuff going on right now. That's the main reason I never asked him the questions, because normally if something's being delayed, it's there's a good reason for it. People don't work on a big project like that and then stop working on it for no reason. So if they've got real life stuff going on, ponies are not that important. But I've seen the BronyCon one. I still have that copy. I can watch it anytime I want. And it is probably, not probably, it is the best Doors that out of the two. It's definitely a step up, and it would be super, super hard to one up if you're to make a Doors 4. And so it's a good idea that they're stopping it because it's like with Anthology, where you have to try to outdo yourself every time. When people are saying that Anthology was getting stale, though technically it was hard to say that when you saw the audience that popped up at BronyCon, the amount of people, they didn't think it was boring, or not boring, getting stale. But it's hard to keep something where you want to constantly outdo yourself and have improvement and show improvement. But Anthology's method was bringing on bigger name people, but that only goes so far before you start losing your losing who you were. So yeah. Okay, so Sweetie Belle's kind of lit. Apple Bloom is kind of shitty lit. I guess throw a light on her, but damn it, Apple Bloom. Yeah, that's what I thought. This part of the catapult was dark, and I was like, why is it dark? It's because this is literally blocking the light coming down. Right here. That's fine. I'll just leave it like that then. Any plans of making other types of streams instead of just animating? It's kind of repetitive. Yeah, I've been doing it for something years. But we kind of like I've been doing it for 4 years. But how many people in the chat here right now have come to the stream for 4 years? Probably not any. So there's constantly people leaving, new ones coming. So it's new to those people. But the whole point of the stream, or the intent of the stream, isn't for me technically to just be working on stuff. It's to create a place that people can ask questions and have them answered. So if they're confused on how something works, because originally, years ago, I had a lot of people asking, you have? Sweet. I can't remember anybody from that long ago. The original reason I made it was there's a lot of people asking for one-on-one help for stuff, and it was hard to create an environment where you could provide help to somebody that wasn't going to be just spending a crap load of my own personal time doing one-on-one help. So instead, the idea was create a place where I could publicly do it, answer the question for more than one person at one time in a more fluid format, and at the same time, then any other time that's available, just work on stuff. So I'm not spending my it's not really wasting my personal time. I'm utilizing it still. So I do always want to do more game streams. The only reason I never really do those is that game streams feel like work still. Like I'm trying to do something other than just entertain myself with a game. That's why if we do start up Divinity Original Sin 2 on another profile with more people, I have highly considered doing it as a stream, because that game has left me laughing and entertained more than almost any other game I have in recent history. So I thought it'd be fun to get 2 other people that haven't played it before, and then play that a little bit. So, but that's not for a while. We're waiting for another sale to pop up for it. Does this seem too bright? She seems bright. And I'm thinking I'm slowly starting to creep up to where I'm going to be making things too bright again. And then where I'm going to have to put more detail into things. And if you're ever curious, like for streams, if you want to, because right now every stream is me working on the same video, day after day, on my YouTube live streams, blah, the channel. If you actually go, because I've been uploading these for a while. If you go to SFM live streams, you go way back. Well, that's only going to show the last 200. Are you still up? Okay. This goes back to a long time ago. I said there's 356. So this goes. You can go back and watch me making Fallout Leaving the Stable from 4.5 years ago. So, I mean, that's like in somebody's entire. Has it been 4.5? Jesus Christ. That's why I celebrate stream anniversary. I think it's end of February. No, maybe it's March. I think I started before then, but you can go back and see some of me working on stuff that's different. So there's Leaving the Stable. Then we get into Luna's Banishment. Then into Remembrance. Remembrance goes for quite a while. This is Chemistry, where I jumped to working on that for a while. Then back to Remembrance. Alushai 2. Heroes Arise 1. Some pictures. Goofy stuff. The Astraeo video, I think, started around here. No. Actually, that was. This was one of the original shots I did from it, and then put it on hold indefinitely. Then went back like a year later and finished it. Yeah, so you can definitely go back and see some of that. The one thing I do need to finish up is this is the 2 live streams that I made, making my way down the Milky Way from, and I have a time lapse I've started for that, and I have not went back and finished it yet because it's only an 8-hour stream, so I can do a quick one. But yeah, so if you ever want to just jump on an old stream and watch me making stuff from that point, that's a completely different video. They're there. There's literally dare I say, there's well over 1,000 hours of streaming. So if you're ever bored for like the next 4 months, hit play. And I'm not advertising for revenue reasons. I make $0 on those videos, but I just know that people find it entertaining. It's really hard to make any revenue when I want to see if I can find this actually. Did I close it? Yeah, I closed it. The list of copyright claims is very entertaining on the old one. Let's see here. Let's just find one of the recent videos. What's it go? Oh, okay, it's just updating. Let's see here. Let's see if does that open it up for the studio? Yeah. I want to see if I could find the copyright claims on these. It is hilarious. Oh, that's not what I'm looking for. This new YouTube thingy is stupid. It's actually kind of nifty, but I don't know where it is anymore. But it was always funny because you could go in here and literally just see this like wall of text of all the copyright claims on every single one of the videos, and oh, maybe it's here. I can't click that. That's for editing. I know. I can see that there's an edit, but that's not what I want. I want I want to see. I want to see how badly. Oh, copyright. I think I found it. Okay, yeah, here. Actually, this is pretty light. So it's all the music I'm playing right now is copyrighted. So, but I don't care because the only ones I don't put on my list are the ones that end up being that they would get yanked. So I'm getting, it's all the money's going to these other people, but good luck trying to split that cost when you have like 20 copyright claims and you have and they have to split it between everybody. It's like a penny a person. I don't care. As long as it stays up. Actually, I'm gonna swap back. Only because if all the videos I'm watching right now are going to be in that history, and then it just keeps giving me recommendations on my other YouTube channel. Okay, so this whiteboard's going to need some kind of a light too. Yeah, I remember streaming Remembrance. I don't remember a lot of the details of me streaming like Leaving the Stable or some of those other ones though. So this is going to be a hard part of lighting this. So I want to light the chalkboard, but I don't want rainbow being some like big glowing ball of light because of how this falls. I'm trying not to light Twilight too much. Now see, when this falls then, the board gets brighter, which is awkward. What I can actually do though, is as this board is falling, just from here to here, just decrease the brightness. Actually, like you spelled that Remembrance. Remembrance. So I also have to be careful here of she is not lit at all coming in. So I probably should get her lit. I don't want any shadows for this. Oh, it doesn't have shadows for the other part. still exits the light over there. She's in like a little dark zone here. That's good enough. Okay, I think Scootaloo is detailed. I just don't know if the motion works.
Awesome.
Oh, with the audio it kind of does.
Awesome.
I think there's just too much motion at the end of her here. I know the names, but not really. Argle a little bit, but if you were to tell me to something specific, I really don't watch one like go out and actively watch pony videos anymore. I have a couple people I'm subscribed to and I watch what I come across, but other than that, like a lot of the local friends I have, I talk with often, and they're bronies, but usually we don't. That's not something we focus on much. Other than conventions and some of like the local meetups, nothing I really do is pony focused anymore. But I still like going to the meetups. I still like hanging out with the people, the conventions, and this just less all the time stuff. I don't think I'm gonna make that work in any way. Maybe keep it like that. It doesn't fit a little spot. Actually, that kind of works.
Why
me start a timer. Are you using the enhanced model for Twilight? Depends on which shot we're on. If I'm on like this one, I believe this one actually is. Yeah, this one is on the enhanced one. Or not enhanced. No, the enhanced. Yeah, I had that right. So it's got a lot more of the flexes on this one. But if I go to like this shot, I believe I used the old Twilight, which is going to be just the normal flexes. I needed more extreme facial expressions for these, so. I don't even have a link. I have to dig for it, so. It's on DA though. There's the augmented enhanced, but I only recommend using those if there's a function on them that you're actually going to use. Otherwise, they use way more memory than the other ones. So I would recommend only using them if you need the ability to animate the eyes and whatever. I don't tend to use them very often. The actual facial functions are very, very similar. Enhanced, actually, I just need to find a picture of Rainbow Dash. Her head. Unless you changed it. It feels like I'm getting close. I think I went too far back. No. There it is. It's actually Lyra. So these are where you get them all. How do you make your little bar things on the motion editor round? They don't usually look like that. Bar things on the motion editor. What do you mean the bar things? Oh, like these ones? Because, yeah, if you normally have it like this where they're perfectly straight, that's just your number keys 1, 2, 3, and 4. And it does for whatever you're hovering over. So if you hover over like this side, it'll do this one, and mirror this side, it'll do the other. If that's what you mean. Can you sign your door and give it to me at BronyCon, please? My door? It's an apartment. It would kind of suck because then I had to pay for it. I do have. Oh, I see. I do have this nifty little thing. I have to put it up still. I'm trying to get it where it's not reflecting. But I haven't found a suitable place for it yet. I have the original Doors poster over there, but that one has a lot of nostalgia to it, so I'm leaving that one. But haven't found a good place for this one yet. Oh well, got a frame for it, and then I just put it in the corner. But yeah, that one's pretty nifty. That was what was it? Ketherink or Keitherink midnight premiere did the 2D art, the 3D Yasho did, and then Midnight did some cleanup and also was the one that assisted us with selling the posters at BronyCon. So super nice of her to help us out. So turned out really good. Now I have that light reflecting in my face. That's better. But I don't know if I think Yasho got the rest of those that were left over. I don't know if Midnight Creamery will have any at Cider Fest. I'm hoping that the video is out by then, so it'd actually be a good timing for it. And if it's not out by Cider Fest, I'm definitely going to show what we have for Doors 3 at Cider Fest, because screw them. I think Yasha's there anyway. Oh, see the names of the YouTubers. If you want, you message Yasho. He's the one that actually made the printout of that and actually I think made that video. So you can check with him. That's the other thing we brought up about like running collabs. I don't like even doing all the stuff for panels and stuff, but the funny thing is that people like doing that, so I start something, like I started doing the animator promo, and now like Yasho offered to make it one year, and I'm like, sure, I don't want to do it. And so I like when other people want to make the stuff and I don't have to. Are you looking for a specific name of somebody? Superposition of USBs. Okay, what I can do, I don't know if he gave me the video. No, this is the old promo. I don't have his promo. But my promo is very similar. He used a lot of the same videos, and then every time we do one, we try to add like one or two or change things out. So in terms of people in the promo, what I can do is I can quickly run through them, and then if you want to grab the or you can watch this later and then get them more in detail. I don't have the links for them then, but there it is. That's a hoof. Why you be so tough? Okay, so I had Twajib with this one. Why is this being so difficult? Okay, so he made that one. And this is going to be really stupid, apparently. And not want to run. Is it affecting the stream at all? No. It's just being stupid. It Gizich, PSFMer. Is this trying to like correct the video? Red Ace of Spades. Yeah, I know, but I don't feel comfortable on a stream playing other people's content. That can actually get you in trouble. So I don't want to actually do that. Bench Thief Productions. Bench Thief has some cool stuff. I love their cinematography. Send Robot Pony. That's a lot longer video than I actually had in the preview. This was oh god, I'm not gonna name that right. It's like Akabizard. He made Envelope, and he made some other Rainbow Dash flying one. Jenny Studios. That one is ambitious for what I thought, or for what it was. I think this was just corrupt in some way. Actually, you know what? I'm playing this off this. I bet you I have a better version of it that might actually play right. Hey, look, at Doors 3. Where's my second one? I don't know where I put it. This has got a lot of the same ones though too. See, this one works. So this is Twijibi, Gazizich, SFM, Sin Robot Pony, Acononyx Jubateus. I have no idea how you say that. That one is super cool. If only just for you could play just this part and be fine. I love that. Anyway, I'm Future Guitar Hero, and then Nintendo Catherine, which is a different name now. Search the video, not the name, and you'll find it. That's the actual name of the video, word, letter for letter. So I had another promo. That's the other one I was trying to play, but I don't know where it went. So I don't know. Unless did I put it in this folder? Usually I only try to put my stuff in this folder. Yeah. There. Do I think we'll ever do animation memes? Do you mean creation of memes or videos based on memes, based on an existing meme? Because anything can become a meme. If it's just playing like a random video, no, I won't. And anything can become a meme if it's just goofy stuff. Yeah. Well, Delvin is a forced meme. I just pushed that hard for a while. I wanted to originally just make it as a way to shitpost, and then I ended up kind of getting bored of it. No, it's I don't like playing just random video links on stream, because then it just becomes a spam of play this, play this, play that. So I can watch it afterwards if I remember, or it doesn't disappear. I love the delay for the mouth here. Oop. Trying to think of what to have her do there. And I have her with the stupid smile, but if everyone loves BronyCon, I'm going to buy the plushies of the other two mascots and a few of the BronyCon t-shirts that I missed, so I can remember the con. Yeah, that's fine. I think I only own 2 con t-shirts. One of them I got for free when at the last thing of MLP MSB, because they had so many damn shirts, and I know the guy that ran it. And then for not BronyCon, Ciderfest, I sponsor now, so because it's my favorite con, so I want to put more into it. And so I got a t-shirt last year, but it's a bright red t-shirt, which is not really something I'd wear, but still, I don't care. It kind of came with the sponsorship. That's fine. I wonder if I should have her, like, slowly turning to look at Scoots. Not that kind of smile. Nah, I don't know if I really like that. Because I don't want to go overly creepy, because she's supposed to be going into the creepy zone here.
Awesome.
Should fix her eyes here. Okay. That worked. I did copy the whole thing. Thought I just had the other text copied. There we go. Well, I never lit that scene, actually. I'm just already good and focused on all these other ones.
You ever see that basketball movie? The song about flying? This is just like that.
I might have to split up this shot
That basketball movie?
for the lighting.
The song about flying? This is just like that. Yeah, the song about flying. You ever see that basketball movie? With the song about flying? This is just like that.
Yeah, the lighting for that last shot's gonna suck, but I have to do I want to do some of the animating and stuff because it's such a connected bit that's gonna be easy to throw one shot, or it stays one shot until the very end.
You ever see that basketball movie with the song about flying? 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 About flying? This is flying? flying. This is flying.
Alright, take a little while to move for me to find the face that I want for her.
With a song about flying.
This is where I have to be careful because I had copied some of the other bones here, so I need upper face bones. Oh no, so I need to go copy this. Copy. And I'm probably going to not make it this. I'm gonna make it this. Just standard close. Okay. And I'm gonna drag that out there.
Flying. This is flying. This is flying. This this is flying. 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 Flying. This is flying. This is flying. This is about flying. This flying. 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 This about flying. This flying. This flying. This is a song about flying. This is flying. This is flying. This is just about flying. This flying. This is about flying. This is flying. This is with the song about flying. This is flying. This is flying. This is just.
I don't need to listen to the audio for a bit for it anymore. I was trying to figure out timing before.
basketball movie with a song about flying? This is just like that.
Thinking of having your head turned before then.
With the song about flying. Movie with the song about flying. Movie with the song about flying. This is flying. You ever see that basketball movie with the song about flying? This is a song about flying. Flying. This is just like that. You ever see that basketball movie?
Hello, Michael.
You ever see that basketball movie with the song about flying? This is a song about flying. This is just like that.
I don't want to start any lip syncing today, so I don't want to start too much on Twilight.
You ever see that basketball movie with the song about flying? This is basketball about flying? This movie with the song about flying? This
So let's add some stuff to Rainbow there, but for the most part, she's done. Actually, I might be able to have this as soon as that happens. Her eyes are still locked to the camera. I don't know why I just like that. Alright, go on, guide. We did some of the lighting, Michael, and did some more scoots there, did scoots here. Didn't really do too much here. Is there anything I can clean up on this one? No. Oh, I do to keep the bases there. Probably get rid of the mouth back up, but not quite yet. There's so much going on. So getting there. We'll probably just finish this one up real quick. I have things not on my list. And it's a jiggle, I'll put it with the jiggles. Is there other capes? The tie. Okay, there we go. So we already have a jiggle cape. So let's put it here. This is the cape. Jiggle left. And cape jiggle right. Okay. They're fixed. Okay, the bounce in her hair is actually pretty good, so I don't need to do anything with her hair. There's no tail. She literally stops moving though, so I probably should give her a little bit of follow-through motion. Okay, that's good. And ears. Sure. Okay. Let's think if I should put anything on their desk. Scoots lands on the super fluffy rock hard ground. It's you're supposed to tenderize the chicken before you eat it. Yeah. So Scoot's done. Oh, Rainbow. Rainbow's gonna have to get the same jiggle achievement. None of them are acting out of the ordinary. Actually, they work pretty good. Only thing that's not probably done is the ear. I just want to have more things in her body move here, even if they're minor, just to make it look like her whole body shakes just a teeny bit. Okay. All right, I can really just call that one done then. I was worried that this was going to be too quick. I'll pull back, but or like you wouldn't even know what's going on, but it was just a low frame rate that made it hard to see. Yeah, it looks a lot better. It just, I guess I didn't have had that. I had an E or like a grin, but I didn't have it where it actually looked like she was stretching at all. Still have to figure out the rest of the board on that. Okay, so I had to figure out what to replace that kid with. The problem is wings are the universal representation of flight. I thought about doing a check mark, but I can't do a green check mark because we're playing on a whiteboard. So it'd have to be something else. I don't know. Just write the word go up. That's a hard one because it's like it's trying to like trying to explain the color green to a blind person. It's how do you do it without doing it? So like that's how do you represent flight without wings? I mean, I could just be stupid and just put an airplane. It wouldn't make any sense, but rainbow bud. Yeah, I don't know how to do it. It's gonna. I still. That's why we still have. What is it, Brent? We still have good old Brent over here, because he's a trooper, helping out by borrowing his face and his nasal cavities. I think that's a nostril. Yeah, it is. So, oh, no, that's a tree. No, that's ground. It's in the way. There we go. All right, back to Brent. There we go. I could draw a Pegasus flying. But even then, would that technically represent flight? It seems contrived. I'm thinking I'm just gonna put like an airplane. I thought about just putting an arrow pointing up, but an arrow after an equal sign like that is so hard to see and pull out immediately. The wing being nice and round and this being nice and straight makes these two easy to separate. And then Brent, because I mean he's got that nice military cut, stands out. But I don't know how to. I'd have to have something else that's rounder, I think. I don't know. But I don't think I can start anything else now without getting too stuck into it. I'm trying to figure out a way to start the video that doesn't jump right into this.
Here are some facts about flying.
I might do like a black screen, just white text. Oh, the shots, they are in color to help me determine. Actually, this one should be where I am in the process. So it's a visual way to just be able to get it at a glance how I'm doing. So blue is normally ones that are don't really have any animation. They might have some of the camera stuff set up in a general sense, but otherwise I'm still kind of in flux and working on it. Red, and then red is the next stage where it would be when I'm starting to, when things are kind of set in stone and I'm starting to do the animation. So in this case, since I have rainbow animated, Twilight may still have a lot of work to do, but for the most part, I've started working on it, and I feel comfortable in stating that it is at a good, at about where I would consider to be, in a cinematic sense, finalized. Camera position, timing, whatever. Then once everything is animated, general animation, so not like all the extra bells and whistles, but to where major motion and the stuff that is important is done. So like here, they're both moving. I would consider that to be like at the midpoint done. But then green is where I actually say it is 100% done. No, and to me, that is, I've locked all the jiggle bones, I've cleaned up hair motion, added tail motion, all like the secondary animation. So I guess you could see it that this is like initial, this is cinematics done, this is first stage animation done, this is secondary, this would be secondary animation. So first stage being all the important stuff, and then this being all the little leftovers. So making sure that the hair moves correctly and the jiggle bones are locked, and that all the lighting is as I want it to be, and which actually I don't think the lighting is as I want it to be in that shot. Oh, yeah, it is. I just had the lights on. So it's just adding that little extra step for stuff. But going to green or from yellow to green is really tedious, because it's me going through here and figuring out how would her hair move. Should I add little twitches to her wings? Stuff that makes them alive, but not necessary. So the reason I started doing it was when I was working on Leaving the Stable. That one had like it's like a 3-minute video with all this detail in it, all these different shots, and I had no idea what I needed to do in what shots. Here, I can look through it pretty easily and kind of figure it out, but there I didn't know because it was too much to think of, and I liked to jump around so I wasn't getting burnt out on a single shot. So I had started using the visual representation so that when I looked at it, I knew if something was green, I didn't even have to bother looking at it or reviewing it. I knew it was done. So if I wanted to just do some tedious work that didn't involve thinking, I could grab one of the yellow ones and start cleaning it up. If I was more awake and wanted to get more some of the harder work done, I would grab something that's red and start working on the actual animation. So that was the reason I did it. It's not a standard or anything. It's just my representation. And even I think during Remembrance, I decided that I wanted to go back through and add lights to the eyes, which I'm glad I did. But doing that, I added a like brighter green so that I knew that that one was done. So anyway, spot clock over this is 9. This one's always off. So got stuff to do anyway. So, I should be streaming next Tuesday. I don't think there's anything that would prevent me from doing it that I know of. So, work on that more. I want to try to have this done for Cider Fest. I'm pretty sure I should be able to, but I have 6 more streams to do it in. But really, for what's left, I could have it done in 2 weeks, and I hope I do because I have to render it. So, okay. We'll have a good weekend and stuff. Have a meow. And thanks for coming by and asking questions. I love them. So, alright. Bye-bye.